when last we left our successful mercenaries.
That's acceptable.
You guys did a successful mercenary job. They were on their way back, and it was a hyperspace journey that we were spending some downtime on. That's almost over, but I have to make sure. It says here, I have it underlined in my notes that, yeah, I have notes. I know it doesn't seem like it, but that's because I'm so good at what I do.
I mean, that's more work than what I put in.
That Cal, what do you want to do in this downtime before going back?
What do I want to do in this downtime? I mean, last I recall, the thing that I was doing last was meditating.
You were meditating?
It was either that or showing Esphere around the ship.
You showed Esphere around the ship, and that was the last thing I remember you doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would probably be, I would probably, okay, I've got all this pain, and then one day I'll die.
So you're meditating about it?
Yeah, I'm meditating.
If I remember correctly, you already had a bad vision about water in this.
I did.
Yeah.
A Nautilin having a bad vision about water, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That's always a great sign.
Yeah. What do you want to get out of this meditation?
I would like to get a sort of sense of calming, a sense of I want to lie to myself and tell myself that everything's actually okay.
You want to center yourself?
Yes.
Make a force check then. Can use
you got it.
Your wisdom.
My wisdom. Let's go. Oh, that's good. That's a modified 20.
Oh, wow. You're in the meditation chamber, I imagine?
I sure am. I am in the greenhouse.
Yeah. The trickling of the water is nice and calm. After all that stress of the rocks and then the bad stuff, and then you all as a unit calmed everything down, and that calmed you down, and you were able to slip right in to a nice mantra, and instead of everything like fading around you, the sound of the water, just the trickle of the water, sort of like raises in volume, like somebody on a remote, but it remains tranquil, and it kind of drowns everything else out, including any worries and stress for basically a long time. Finally someone comes in to check on you. I bet it's Asha, if I remember things Brooke wanted to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, Asha was probably going to try and do it when no one was there because she doesn't want to be seen as cringe and bad at it. But she can, like, go in and see that Cal is there.
Yeah, several hours of just calm meditation. And I believe... Hold on. We're going to go... What is the meditation chamber does something, right?
It should have an effect of some kind, but I don't remember what it is.
Oh, it does. Hang on, I'll look.
I have it.
Un segundo. Let's see, modifications.
Involving the suit. You gain temporary force points equal to the force power maximum power level, plus their wisdom or charisma modifier. So you basically get that long rest successfully, and you get your extra force points.
So I get 3 plus 4 is 7. Nice. I'm gonna have to write that down.
And that'll come in handy for the boss fight coming up. I mean, what? No, I'm kidding. There's no boss.
Yet.
Boutrade is our boss, actually.
Yeah. It's true.
We're not fighting him.
Ash, do you I imagine you're based on what you said, you're not going to interrupt Cal?
But yeah, he will meditate.
If he's been there for a while, I guess Ash will just be like, "You good in there?"
Oh, yes, truthfully, I feel better than usual.
Well, that's good. You've been in there quite a while, so, you know.
Actually, this is where we improv. This is where Justin goes off his notes. He said as he began talking about himself in the third person, the sound of the water, Cal, takes on a quality where in some moments the small waterfalls are flowing heavier than others, so they sound like waves. And we get a lovely flashback. Haven't had one of these in a while. You're in one of the mini Jedi Temple gardens. A young, not even a Padawan yet, I would suffice, but about to be. Kalsheen Phimiir is listening to a very similar fountain, but it babbles into a lake that trickles these small waves. And oh man, you know when you decide something and you don't think about the implications until it's too late? Striding next to you and then kind of plopping down crisscross applesauce in a smooth motion is a fellow Nautilin, an adult, green-skinned.
Oh, let's go!
One.
Is he hot?
It's Mace Windu!
No. No.
No, it's just not.
No, it's just not. Master Kit Fisto of the Jedi Council.
No, wrong. Daddy Kit Fist.
Shut up. Cal's a child right now. Don't make this weird.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, you are in this moment at this time.
Shut up.
Channel your inner Philimmar. You can do it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The implication is I have to whip out a Philimmar, which is probably not going to be good.
Hey, I had to whip out a Christopher Lee. That wasn't good, but I still did it.
He beams at you with his sharp teeth. Something he's doing all the time. Every other person on the council seems to be stoic, and no, stoic's just the best word. Some of them maybe some would say a stick in the mud. I don't know. Hearsay. Certain ones really serious about themselves. Yoda sometimes will say just whack shit and then giggle. But Kit Fisto seems to always be smiling. And he smiles at you and he says, "Oh, young learner, what brings you to the water's edge today?"
How old did you say I was again?
You're about to be Padawan age, so that's like preteen.
Oh, Master Fisto.
No pleasantries. I'm not. Any waves a hand. We're just both Jedi right here today.
Well, if I must be honest, I am a little homesick.
Ah. Then we have that in common.
Not too many places like here in Coruscant that... Although I suppose homesick is a very strange word to use. I haven't really gone to Glee and Selma that often.
He nods once. His tendrils flow with the motion. I never saw them young either. But I did get to go. On a mission, of course, but the shores of those beaches, well, they're unfortunately exactly as beautiful as they say.
That must make it very hard to go.
It was wonderful to see. But as a Jedi, our place is where the Force takes us. It graced me with that sight, and I'm forever thankful for it. Maybe someday I'll see it again. Until then, surrounded by my fellow Jedi, these waters are almost exactly as beautiful.
Well, that is part of why I wanted to see it. This place, I mean.
Yes. Makes for good meditation as well. We Nautilins were made for the ocean, you know.
I have a question. Fisto.
He smiles, and his eyes look at you expectantly.
Do you prefer the sound of rushing water, or still?
Oh. That's like asking if I prefer Yogan fruit or cream cakes. Just depends on the day. They're both fantastic.
Certainly true. Although we are still creatures of bias.
Rushing water, then. Just like the Force, it's always moving in a direction, where it needs to go. And he puts a hand on your shoulder. You trust that water? Young Kal'Shin? You'll always wind up where you need to go.
Thank you, Master.
He beams even wider, the corners of his lips curling up. I've done my teaching duty for today, then. Now Master Yoda can get off my back.
Was that what this was about?
No, I did come up here to meditate. Let's do it together. And you both steady your breathing and enter this meditation in the same way you are right now as an adult. We dream, the dream ripple fade back to the present.
I miss Master Fisto.
Oh, we all do.
We all do.
Yeah.
I fucking Sith.
I miss Master Fisto. I like oxygen. These are the same sentences.
Exactly.
Listen, one of the sins of the prequels is that Fisto went down like a bitch.
Listen, Papa Palps targeted him with that Sith screen stun on purpose. It's because he would have been a problem.
It's true.
And didn't he swing at him first? Right? It was Fisto first.
Kit Fisto was the first one to go down, which is why I'm so mad about it.
He was nothing before, and then Clone Wars made him hot, and they made him voiced by Phimiir, and now it's a tragedy.
And on that subject, for those listening, in case you're confused by people with an agenda telling you lies, Mace Windu did win that fight. Papa Palps did not throw it. So because he knew Anakin was coming and then played innocent, and then played helpless. He played helpless when the moment suited him, but he was trying to kill that man, and Mace Windu won that lightsaber duel.
Yeah, Mace Windu won that fight.
Mace Windu absolutely won that fight. You do not win a fight against Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
And you would have won that fight if Anakin didn't show up. So
Yep.
True.
Anyway, is that all you would like to do, Cal?
Yes.
Ash is just standing there awkwardly, clearly something in her hand behind her back.
What's behind her back?
A knife.
No! No!
I've been waiting.
Ash was the imposter. We're playing Among Us. We're playing
No.
Among Us now. I've declared it.
she vented.
Ah!
But if you're still gonna meditate, I'll just...
Oh, no, please, feel free.
She just kind of walks in and sits down, I guess. And then, like, you probably get a glimpse of it. Maybe like the way the lighting is in the meditation room. It's like she has the kyber crystals in her hand from the Trandoshan that was cut in half.
Purified. To pure white.
Purified crystals.
If it's alright if I can ask, what do you plan on doing with those?
Nothing yet. She's kind of waves her head back and forth, trying to formulate the words, because she wasn't necessarily anticipating having to explain herself. She was anticipating being able to do this alone by herself. Ever since I don't know if rescued is the right term, but ever since we rescued those lightsabers from that dark, painful abyss, we've had these for a while, and I know we've gotten them in different circumstances, and we'll bury the other ones like you wanted, and I respect that. But I've also wanted to maybe eventually earn these, I guess, but I know Kyber's special, I guess. It's not just something you can just have. I don't know. I thought maybe if I meditated and tried to work on my connection with it more, then I'd feel like I'd earn the right to use them, I guess. I don't know, but maybe we should bury them like the other ones. She just kind of sets them on the floor.
Cal looks at them, and he thinks for a minute. My master's told me many different things. One of them being about Jedi that have... Would Janai have told Kal'Shin about the, what are they called? They're like not Jedi, but they kind of just do their own thing.
Oh yeah, Wayseekers. And yes.
Wayseekers are like that weird third faction.
Yeah, they are Grey Jedi, if written well.
Yep.
My master's told me about these, well, they're not technically Jedi, but they worked with us. Used to be Jedi. They're called Wayseekers.
Earl called himself that.
Yeah. They worked with the Force in their own way. A way that worked for them. In a way that was still helping the light. If this is what you feel needs doing, very likely it is something that needs doing.
It's not wrong to want to use these even though they belong to someone else.
If it is wrong, perhaps the Force should be the one that lets you know.
I don't know what that answer will feel like. I'm still infant, I guess.
Last I recall, you're older than all of us.
I don't know how old Esphere is, but of the original 4, yeah.
You're very intelligent. And with that does come a good amount of wisdom too. The rest of your stats I can't speak for. I'm certain that you'll have your answer when you know it. That said, if you would like my help.
It would probably be best if I still had some guided assistance. I appreciate it.
Well then. Cal breaks his fingers. Let's see what we can do.
He breaks them?
Violently, yeah.
Ah!
With a pencil.
Ugh, no.
No.
So what would the DM like to have us roll for this check?
Oh, I don't know. Like a Force one with
Well,
wisdom.
obviously,
Well, for me, it would probably be wisdom.
I don't think Justin's gonna let me use int for the Force. Otherwise, I would be a happy camper, to be honest.
Oh, I hate to inform you, my roll was bad.
I'll temporary boost myself.
I got a 7.
Ooh.
Oh, man, Ash and Cal just can't sync up. I'm so sad about it. That's with no proficiencies. That's also a 7.
Ah.
I got a 3 on the die, 2 on the temporary boost, and my wisdom's a
Man,
+2.
we're focusing. Cal, it's been a long time since you're gathering. Asha, you don't know what you're doing. It's like, focus on the rock. The Force rock. The rock with the Force.
Maybe if we broke one.
No.
Let's not do that.
Well, that's how I got my kyber crystal.
That doesn't... Sure, but that was yours, not everyone's, I assume.
You're right. I don't think anybody else was able to break their kyber crystal.
I don't think you should break them, but...
Well, I wasn't trying to.
I assume you fixed it, because you're a phenomenal healer.
I did. Somehow. Or perhaps Master Yoda did.
I mean, you were able to verify those kyber crystals, so...
Perhaps that was also Master Yoda.
I mean, I watched you do it. That was all you.
Well.
I'm sorry, I'm a bad student.
No. I do not accept that. If there's one thing that I do know about younglings and kyber crystals and attaining them is that it's rarely ever so easy. It's never just the obvious thing. There's usually some sort of trick, a test of some kind.
I would imagine you had a special thing to get your kyber crystal, right?
That was me breaking it. When I did that, I thought that it was over.
I guess every Jedi and Jedi adjacent has their own struggles to go through, and I just stuck with mine, and I don't think I can think my way out of it. I'm trying not to overthink. That just causes problems, but it's a little frustrating to feel like I'm not making any headway.
Well, failure is the greatest teacher.
I guess it sucks when I fail and I don't quite know what the lesson is. It's obscured in all this weird shit I don't understand.
But you will know the lesson in time.
I hope so. And then Ash will put the kyber crystals away to
Back
be
in
pondered
Lemmy.
at in another time. Yeah. I know how droids work. You're always reliable when I need you to be. Give him a pat on the head.
That's probably everything. Now it's time.
Did to talk to our man again.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck.
Isn't the one thing I did remember though from last time? Now that I'm remembering, is wasn't the team supposed to discuss whether or not they wanted Esphere to stay, or are they just all universally like, this is fine?
Oh, that's a good idea.
I know. I'm sorry. I just realized that I was like, hold on. Is she
that's
just?
a good one.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
Everyone's sitting on the circle couch. Family meeting.
Except for Esphere, I guess, because they are discussing her, I guess.
Probably during a point where she's just like chilling in her ship.
Yeah, she's definitely in her ship.
She's reading her smut in her.
She's reading her smut.
Yeah, she went to go read her smut.
She's got to be that beta reader.
It's strictly Imperial fiction too.
No.
Strictly.
That Jawa has range. I'll tell you what.
That Jawa has
a tryst with Tarkin.
No.
And it's gay porn.
So it is a group decision, but how do we feel about potentially having a Sphere like join us long term?
She looks at Nyx.
He looks at her.
What do you think?
Well, I'm not a fan of a babysitter being sent on us.
I mean, and to be fair, I mean, I wasn't happy about it either, but she did save my hide and was very helpful dealing with that whole situation. So, like, it wasn't like it wasn't. We're capable, we're competent, but she was handy. She was helpful.
That's true.
I do also feel like having the extra help, regardless of context, would be fine. We did nearly die on Coruscant.
I'm not okay. Yes, but my question is she's a bounty hunter, right? How long until she gets wind of our bounty? Because we do have them. It's a bounty on each of us.
I'm sure she's already well aware. If she knew enough about us when she met us, then Tradah probably already gave her the rundown. So, like, if she was gonna, she probably would have already by now.
I'm not opposed to the idea. But at the same time, we need to keep her on a tight leash. We genuinely have no idea where her loyalties lie. I mean, just because she was sent to watch our back, who's to say that after that well runs dry, she's not going to go off and do her own thing, or worse, rat us out.
Yeah, but who's to say she is, though?
Now, who's to say she isn't?
Next,
That's my point. Yes?
I say this all respectfully. You are my friend, and I would be dead without you.
Alright.
Part of the reason I've been so easily able to travel with you is because I push those questions out of my mind in regards to you. I don't know what made those clones kill all the Jedi, and I don't know if you're capable of doing the same.
Right.
We've all learned to trust each other. We didn't start that way off the bat. Part of why this team works as well as it did is because we have learned that we are all healing, and we have given each other the space and support that we need. We wouldn't have done that if we had met off the bat. At least not immediately.
Listen, I'm not opposed to having an extra pair of hands. And it sounds like I am outvoted. I'll go with it. I'm not gonna make a fuss. I'm not gonna gripe. But
your concern is understood.
Not only is she a bounty hunter, right? She's also from outside of our known galaxy. She knows specific things. She's been a part of things that I can't even imagine to know her story. And I'm sure if I get to know her story, that will make a lot of sense. I'm just saying, we need to be cautious.
Oh, your concern and caution is warranted for sure. We're some of the most oppressed and targeted people in the galaxy all traveling together. we got a big target on our backs, and I understand wanting to be careful with all that. I get it. It's warranted. I think we're all here a little cautious. But I didn't get a bad vibe from her. She seemed willing and amicable to, help out. And if anyone else got a bad read off of her, I guess speak up now or forever hold your peace, I guess. But I feel like it's worth a try.
Nyx looks at Raestra.
She shrugs.
Cal looks at Raestra.
I think she's fine.
All right.
I'm curious to know what my bounty is.
Me too, honestly.
It's at least.
I could pull that up.
I thought we kind of.
Do you think Lemmy is the Tony Chopper of the group?
No, that's you.
He's hiding behind the corner of the door, but the back of him.
Oh,
is
that's right. I'm a doctor.
outside of the door.
You are Boku.
Oh, that means my bounty's really low. That sucks.
You're also the Jedi in the group, so I would argue this is probably higher.
Probably like 200 berries.
Nyx did check when we were on SheerCon, and it's at least 10k, I think, for each of us, probably. Dranvos was not happy.
Come to think of it, that would be another advantage.
Hmm.
What's the likelihood that Esphere has a bounty on her?
Hmm.
I hadn't thought about that.
Justin, can I look that up?
Oh.
We have a computer database.
Sure.
I would like to look that up.
I'm so curious now.
Tony,
what do I need to roll, Justin?
That'd be like a lore check. Straight up and
All right,
down,
here we
right?
go.
Makes sense.
14.
14? Now here's the thing. You just type Esphere, right?
I suppose so, yes.
Yeah. With a 14.
She didn't give us her full Chiss name, so.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's the thing, yeah. There are mentions of a bounty hunter named that. And there's a price on her head.
Uh-huh.
It's I don't know, 10,000 credits.
Oh, come. All right.
Also around where we're at currently, so we're all on an even footing here.
So we're all in this together.
On it is together.
This is an Imperial bounty or another bounty?
It is in fact an Imperial bounty. It says for war crimes, so.
She's wanted by the Empire. Look.
What was a war crime? Killing the Jedi?
We're all wanted by the Empire.
Get in line.
I consider that a good sign, to be honest.
I'm sure if General Grievous was still alive, he'd be wanted by the Empire.
Says the war crime.
Which one? Can I pry into which war crime?
It says treason and acts against the. So there's a date, and the date is 7 years ago, which was pre-Empire. So
25. So we 25, 26 BBY.
Yeah. So Ash, if you're looking over his shoulder, you're just smart enough to put together that they just kind of took a Republic bounty and inserted Empire every time the word Republic is said.
Oh.
Okay. So pre-Empire. Less reassuring, but I don't know.
That means she was probably a separatist.
Not necessarily.
I was gonna say, she looks at him and goes, yeah, so were a lot of people we worked with.
True. I do like the idea that despite them being against the Empire, Nyx is still very wary about the concept of the separatists. Separatist is a bad word to Nyx.
Oh, it's a bad word too. I think most of the people in the room.
Except Ash, she has no concept. Just
Ash is the only one that's just separatists? Can I build that?
Anyway, I'm gonna consider her a friend until proven enemy, so she shrugs.
All right. Well, I'm in.
Yeah, I'll take that. One of us until proven not.
Agreed.
If you all insist.
One of us.
One of us.
We all shake hands.
We can transition now.
Does the sphere come into the living room?
I think, okay, go with me on this.
Okay.
I like to think that, like, Esphere knew that they were talking about her and probably went into the kitchen at some point to, like, get some chips and then hears her name and she's like, really, guys, now? And she just, like, sits there at the door with, like, a glass on her ear, just like, all right, fuck it. Because she's like, she just keeps listening at the door a little bit, but then just starts eating her chips anyways. It's those seaweed chips. She's just kind of crunching on those and sitting at the table.
She rolled a secret perception check for me. So
She probably hears like bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm. So she
But she
comes
knows
in
that
quickly when you're
Yep.
done. When there's silence, it's like, oh.
Okay.
Psh.
Oh, hey. Good timing. You're welcome to tag along with us as long as you'd wish.
I figured something of that manner was being discussed. Crunch. I just crunches on this.
I hope it's understandable. Like,
Oh no, I've
Given-
done.
the circumstances
Crimes.
to you.
Well, all things considered, I have done various things that probably not everyone in this group would agree with or disagree with. I get it. It has been a long time since I've traveled with a group.
You've traveled with a group before.
I had a squad too.
The Ascendancy, you called them?
Mm-hmm. Looking at all the outer worlds, as you call them, checking out different places, seeing what was acceptable for further investigation. You know the drill.
You eat more salt and vinegar flakes.
Yep, pretty much. Just crunch.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Esphere seems like a
I
salt
mean,
and
it is
vinegar
sun
gal.
chips, Omega.
Watching that just makes Nyx want to drink like a gallon of water.
No, in Star Wars, they're flakes.
And they're just
No,
and they're
they're not.
seaweed flakes. They're seaweed flakes. Just like-
Flakes. They're crisps. We're under the Empire now. Crisps.
I'm not
God.
following
I will.
that.
I will
I'd rather
never accept
die.
that.
If that is all, then you guys finally make it to the Kuvarik system.
Hooray.
Come out of hyperspace. The three suns are blazing, bright and orange, and you are escorted in the exact same way into
Yeah.
the bazaar.
While that was happening, since it would have been I guess automatic, I suppose, Ash would have gestured for Nyx to get the food, to help get the food ready to bring as a...
In a foil
you.
Yep.
rectangle with foil on
No
top.
foil swan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready for the
Cal will
potluck.
go and sit in the front seat so that way we can exit hyperspace.
Grab some seat, Cal.
Grab some seat, Cal.
The door to the bazaar opens. It's kind of an upwards like shutter sort of. And when you enter the Boutrod's little cubby is already open and he's inspecting a blaster pistol, I'll say. Nyx, you can tell immediately, like, he's sighting it, making sure the sights
Oh.
are right. But he quickly, like,
Nyx already likes this guy,
Yeah.
Justin. I don't know what you're doing.
But quickly and smoothly, he sets it down gently and gestures. It's good to see you all in one piece.
Likewise.
It was an ordeal.
We have questions.
As do I. Do you have the scouting information?
Here, Ash hands, I would imagine she's carrying the sweet tea, hands that off to, like, Raestra, and then I've organized it. I wrote down everything I could take notes on. I pulled everything off of the droid that was there that I could, and I just takes fake John Levy off her belt.
John Lovitz.
I don't know if you like trophies, but I pulled everything off of him that I could, and also everything from his database, and I'm assuming he knows. She just floats it up with the force over to him because he's tall.
His
he's
big head tilts all the way, like a dog. A medical droid. That's unexpected.
We found out it was for Grievous, right?
Yes.
Like Grievous's name
yes,
drops?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the droid.
Yeah, he was apparently the medical droid for one Grievous.
He doesn't have eyebrows, but he has eyebrow muscles that shoot up, and it folds the creases in his forehead even more. General Grievous.
Oh, so you didn't know that, says Raestra out loud.
I knew something was amiss on that planet, because people, well, it was unscouted for a reason, and I imagine people tried. Did not expect a separatist hideout.
Yeah, neither did we.
I assumed something Jedi adjacent, based on a hunch.
Yeah, so did we.
Yeah, and under her breath she goes, and it sure was.
This information will be quite useful then. Even more useful than I was expecting. Good job, you all. He does a little clap with his big hands.
But isn't the Clone Wars over? What use would this have, if you don't mind me asking?
I can think of a few, such as similar locations that the Empire hasn't found, and other intel that perhaps got lost in the war.
Fair point. Oh, and before I forget, and then I take the sweet tea, and I'm assuming he'll, like, we're bringing him food, he probably pops up, like, a table, right?
He clapped his hands, and then he, like, clasps them in, like, the prayer way, and he says, "Is there a potluck? A picnic? This is the bazaar, not a park."
No, I would be doing my Outer Rim hospitality a disservice if I didn't. Well, Nyx, I helped Nyx, but he helped me make this as a thank you for not ratting us out and giving us work.
There's no need to thank me. We're business associates. But he says that, and you can see he's eyeing the food.
No, I couldn't.
You don't need to thank me, he says as he's cutting himself a slice of pie, as he's sticking it in his mouth.
Yeah, I must. You shouldn't have. Seriously, this is just too much.
The spoon.
It's going to go straight to my hips.
It sure should. What hips? You don't have legs!
No, he's nothing but hips.
And they do not lie.
He's tits, belly, hips, and that's it. The three zones of a hut.
It's the meal's my mama's recipe, and then this is how we make sweet tea back home, and I thought you might like it. I don't know.
He takes the pitcher of sweet tea and holds it like a teacup because his hands are so big.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. And he raises it to you guys, takes a little sip, smacks his lips, which I won't do because I know Burke won't like it.
No.
His lips are big, so it makes a pretty big sound.
The water in the room just vibrates.
So sweet it could substitute for dessert, but not bad.
That's how you know it's been made, right?
Goes down cool all the way. Takes another sip. I appreciate this.
I don't get the appeal, but
And the food, and he holds his other palm out, and like the rectangle just fits in his palm. He sets it down, gets out a little droid comes, and it has a little fork. And he scoops it for him, brings it. Here comes the airplane. No.
No. That
what
would
is
be
my
weird.
purpose?
You serve me food.
Oh my God.
And he gets a decent bite and chews thoughtfully for a long time, and swishes it around in his mouth like a wine taster.
We did roll really high on that check, so.
We did.
Hearty, and a mix of all sort of flavors. I can tell this is from where you're from. And I appreciate that cultural exchange, as well as the taste. I will be finishing this off when our business is concluded. And he sets both things down. There's a tray, and it slides back into the darkness of the back room that you can't see.
I do like the idea of him actually just like putting it to the side where it's not out of reach.
No, actually, yeah, for sure. It's like right behind his hip. And every once in a while, he holds the droid now. The droid is his fork. Yum.
I am known as FO4K.
Oh no.
I love that.
I am F04K. But your mission is complete, including yours, Esphere. Your payment and, as agreed, a fair price. I deal exclusively in fair prices. And there, a case kind of protrudes out. It slides out on its own tray. And there are credit chips. There's 5,000 in total.
1,000 for each of us, then.
No, that's just spheres.
Oh, that's the spheres.
This is for all of you. Esphere's payment is included, as it seems.
Oh.
And he, lowers his head and tilts it sideways. That you all arrived together.
Yeah.
I've never had this much money before.
I mean, we did. And then we had to spend it all.
Yeah.
So we get 1,000 each, Justin?
Yeah, or 5K as a party, whatever you decide.
I'll just...
Raestra makes grabby hands.
Money.
It would be nice to have some credits for the ship.
No.
I was gonna be like, I was a little miffed about having a babysitter, but she did help us not die, so I can't complain too much.
No, Justin knows.
Oh, please, Miss Kai. Babysitters are for adolescents. Esphere was insurance.
What did you call me?
You're a
You
child.
are only
You're a
14.
child.
He called you an adolescent, Nix.
No, I implied that you are quite the opposite, all of you.
Ah.
Grabby hands. Grabby hands.
Yes, Miss Akkan.
She's not doing the baby grabby hands. You could just
It's
see
just
her
the,
she's rocking on her
It's the
heels.
you got the stuff finger curl.
Yeah.
All four fingers. You got the stuff motion. Yeah.
She's clenching and unclenching her fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a dog waiting for the command to eat.
If you desire goods, voice that desire.
Yep.
You can at least say please.
Please. Please.
You must conduct business in the proper way. What is it you desire?
She looks progressively more and more irritated. She's like, I want the Beskar, please.
That was already given to you.
Oh.
All I had. Like I
Do
said,
you know we can find more?
if I did, I'd have it.
Ah.
There's a shortage. A manufactured one, as far as I can tell by the numbers.
Just Raestra nods, there it is.
Did you know of that planet's history? That it was a safe space for Grievous.
He shakes his big head. I suspected something afoot, but nothing of that caliber.
How do you suspect a foot? Sorry. You got that.
Grievous probably did have a stockpile of feet there.
I imagine in many other things. I could send someone else to retrieve that. He kind of looks at his hand front and back. Someone interested in that sort of thing. Droid parts and all that.
Yeah, they can keep the clanker parts.
Does he keep I'm assuming because Ash gave him the droid head that he's gonna keep it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That gets put away in a cubby.
Yeah.
That transaction is concluded now.
That's going straight to Heisenberg.
My best friend.
He is the one who knocks, after all.
Wrong one, big man.
Oh boy. The Resident Evil one. the reference.
Oh, darn it. Sorry. Sorry, I
Trying
don't
to
play
stay
Resident
ahead
Evil.
of Fennec Shand, that bitch!
Though both of these franchises do have a Giancarlo Esposito, I believe his name is, right?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yep. And
I
in
fucking
both of
love
them,
Heisenberg.
he blows up. Wow. Mandalorian spoilers, but
Yeah.
didn't put that together. Anyway.
I fucking love Heisenberg. That boss fight was awesome and hilarious.
He's so cool
That
and
boulder
sexy,
punching
and I love him.
motherfucker. Sorry. But fortune, or I suppose the force, smiles upon us all. For I have something that might also be of interest to you. It has just come to my attention.
Oh?
Something that not only could use your skill set, but discretion is not only promised, but required. Meaning there will be no questions about your origins, as long as you get the job done.
What's the job?
He pauses, and he takes another bite of the stuff, and takes time to lick each finger. You know that.
Nyx will take that as a compliment.
Ash will also take it as a compliment.
yeah.
It was her mom's recipe.
And then he tilts his head back and his eyes up. Are you familiar with the legend of the Anselmi?
Gesundheit.
Kalshin, you don't need to make a check. This is like mentioning the Baba Yaga in front of someone from Russia.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah.
Is that like Darth Plagueis? That's not canon.
Older even.
That has to do with Glee Anselm.
Before recorded galactic history, they say on Glee Anselm that the Nautilin and another race lived in harmony. That there was much more land on Glee Anselm than there is now. A large central continent that the Anselmi populated. They lived in harmony with the ocean folk of the Nautilins, until slowly but surely the Anselmi became greedy, self-centered, and haughty. It is said it got to a point that they attempted to dam off the ocean from their island, and almost succeeded. Except the Nautilins say that the ocean spirit became enraged, and buffeted the island till it sank, and the Anselmi are no more. It seems there's trouble in paradise. I've been reached out to a higher up on Glee Anselm. Someone in one of the tourist companies.
I'm going home.
If you desire. Glee Anselm used to only peddle tourism on their islands. The water was for the Nautilins, an agreement they've had with the Republic for recorded history. Now, under the Empire, there are cruise lines, flicking between the islands.
Meaning that it's only for those who have the money.
And money is the business there. You know, Glee Anselm doesn't even exports nothing. They make all their money from tourism. It's beautiful there.
There's some good bounties there, too, if anyone is curious at all. Continue.
It's true. A lot of people come run and hide there. And a lot of capable bounty hunters there. And all the local ones turned down this job. Hence why I was reached out to. The Empire cannot know. They have their fishing lines wrapped all around Glee Anselm, invisible but there. Everything must be pleasant there. It's for tourism, after all. The new cruise ships are quite luxurious. I'd be tempted to take a cruise myself, but I'm terribly sensitive to sunburn. when Nyx chuckles, he looks at Nyx and laughs.
I don't know if my snort came through, but that Asha character too.
Yeah. Somebody snorted. I heard it.
That was me.
Yeah. I snorted as well. I did.
As a Jedi, I must remain impartial.
But as a local?
He just turns to Nyx. I want to free my home. Even if I've never been there. Or at least not often.
A noble cause.
That is a place I have some connection to.
Raestra's gonna put a hand on his shoulder, and she says, that makes two of us.
Ash will put her hand on Cal's other shoulder. You helped me with mine, I'll help you with yours.
Anybody else got any hands?
Sure. I haven't seen water in a while.
We will need rebreathers, though. I can't swim.
Of course, and there's a tray that it's a repulsor tray that floats over to you guys.
I'd like to think there's 5, but then, like, Butra just... Oh, that's right.
No, he definitely knows exactly what you're about. There's only 4.
Also anticipating Esphere joining the party, so this man's too smart for his own good. But Ash takes one and pockets it.
Esphere leans over to Boo and looks up at him and kind of goes, "So, just in case while we're there, we're going shopping or something, what sort of bounties are going on there?"
I'm sure your connections can provide that. Remember, I do not deal or trade in bounties.
No, but I know you have hunches.
I know all the bounty hunters there are shaken right now. As of last evening, planet time, a second full cruise ship has returned empty, devoid of life.
That's concerning.
That's
Very.
crazy. If it's another stupid Sith rock, I'm going to blow a gasket.
I'll have 3 credits.
Only if you get possessed again.
Yeah, fair enough.
This high-up business official is desperate for the problem to be solved quickly and discreetly. Does not want the Empire finding out.
So what exactly are we supposed to do?
Figure out what's happening to these ships. None of the local bounty hunters, the Nautilans, those lot to make fantastic bounty hunters, would not accept this job.
Why?
They're spooked. They claim it's the Roa Ikit. Cal, you know immediately that in Nautilin is translate to Wrath of the Ocean Spirit.
In space? Or maybe I'm confused. Sorry.
No. The Wrath of the Ocean Spirit.
They claim precisely what happened to the island of the Anselmi is happening to these Imperial ships.
Well, if the dark side could run through in the planet of Shira Khan, it's not impossible for the same to happen in Glian-Selm, especially given its state.
Or, and not to sound like the not so spiritual one here, it could just be a bunch of locals that don't like the Empire.
It could be.
Entire cruise ships filled with people?
The client is convinced that there's a logical explanation. I have a hunch there's more going on.
Oh, maybe it's pirates.
It could be.
Bing.
Could be.
Bing, bing, bing.
But very little robbery and just disappearance has happened.
Who's the client?
The client will make themselves known when you arrive.
Oh, I love that. Big fan of that one.
I'm merely brokering this deal. You can say no.
I don't think we're gonna say no.
Well,
he looks at Cal. I don't think we're gonna say no.
It's not Jersey
No.
on Coruscant.
Time passed.
It has only been a month in game time.
Yeah, that's enough time.
And I'm sure Juris needed a vacation after he got his ass handed to him.
Regardless, he's willing to pay a pretty lump sum for this to be solved quickly and quietly. You've proven yourself capable. And again, he sort of rubs his chin. I said something more is afoot. And last time I sensed that, well, you came back with this head.
That's true. Which means it probably needs to get done.
A problem of Jedi caliber. And maybe you will find more things of interest, like you did in that hideout.
Do you want to report this as well?
I'm brokering this deal. You can return and tell me all you wish. But your client is not me this time.
So we will have to report to your client.
The client.
Indeed.
Yeah.
How do we find this client if you're not gonna let us know who they are, what they look like?
He hits some buttons. You've been granted some access codes on your ship that will let you fly right down into Gliansem on the personal landing pad of your client.
That makes things easy.
It makes things suspicious.
Whoever it is, they want it done quickly and discreetly, so of course we're not going to get any more information until we go, so.
It is dangerous. I do want to go, but only if it's okay with all of you.
Of course it's okay.
Of course.
Cal, you don't even need to ask.
You need not worry about being caught, except perhaps by bounty hunters. There's no military presence on Gliansem. It would be unpleasant for the tourism.
Thus being discreet.
What about you, Esphere?
No, I'm game. I love going to that planet, but I can try to make sure the bounty hunters stay off our tails. They'll avoid my bounty anyways. I'm pretty sure the one that I have up is the one that was put on me by Robert all those years ago.
Who's Robert?
Just a separatist I shot twice.
And he didn't go down?
I thought you were gonna say, like, he's a really odd sea sponge.
No.
Robert.
I don't know, I shot him twice. The binding went away for a while, came back. I don't know.
Did you not double tap?
She said she shot him twice.
One for each ass cheek.
Oh, Jesus.
Raestra nods. She's like, I knew we'd get along.
And like that, welcome to the second chance, officially.
Nice to be part of a team again, I think.
Alright.
Oh, one more thing. We did find the lightsabers on that planet.
He nods once slowly. I assumed once I learned it was Grievous that there were, of course, lightsabers involved.
They belong to other Jedi.
Trophies.
Some of them quite young. If it's alright with you, we'll be holding on to them.
General Grievous was as violent and ruthless as he was brilliant and mad. Unsurprising, but I am glad that they are in a better place.
Well, then I'm thankful that he is just as incapable of doing harm today.
Oh yes, he exploded.
What?
Why do I like how he put that?
I was about to say, Raestra just blinks. She's like, what?
So when it goes, General Kenobi shot him in the middle.
No,
And
no
all
way.
of his center parts exploded outwards.
Absolutely not. I don't believe it.
I refuse to believe that. Kenobi would never.
Kenobi would never use a blaster.
He
It had to have
Way
been a
too
clone.
uncivilized.
It had to have been a clone.
His massive form shrugs once. That's the intel I've received.
Your intel, unfortunately, is wrong in this regard.
I have never found a Jedi attractive until now. Anyway.
That is the equivalent of hearing that Master Skywalker must have turned to the dark side.
God, could you imagine?
I'd rather not.
He's too wholesome for that.
What's a Master Skywalker?
Oh, sorry. That's right.
Oh, yes,
Anakin
that's a
Skywalker.
name.
He was a Jedi, apparently the best of the best. It's still weird how he got God, though. Not sure by what, but
That's a last name here?
I guess?
Yeah.
It's a last name.
It's why I was real confused when you mentioned.
Oh no, this makes a lot more sense now.
One more thing for you all. I did not share the legend of the Anselmi lightly. Modern thinkers find it a wives' tale. There's no evidence of a massive continent that sunk to the bottom, according to planetary scans. But there's always some truth in legend, and the Nautilans hold to it with a vice grip. And I find that does not happen lightly.
If the Unav are real, this is probably real too.
It could be.
We've definitely seen weirder.
I've been to a Jawa casino, so this is about par for the course.
Alright, you can't just
Can't
say
just
that
keep
and then
saying
not
shit
follow it
like
up with a
this.
story.
We'll talk about it later.
I supplied their slot machines.
You did?
Well,
Ooh,
parts.
really good
They wanted
slot
to put it
machines.
together themselves. Handy bunch, the Jawas.
That sounds
I
about
always
right.
love doing business with them.
What is a Jawa?
Small person, creature, monster.
They're
Yeah, no, that's about right.
Earl made me do a report on
folk.
Jawa specifically. They're rat adjacent.
And they're fucking everywhere. Have you noticed that? There's at least one Jawa on every planet.
Oh,
This makes
so
it
they're
smell
like
so much weirder.
they're like sand.
It just gets everywhere.
Speaking of, enjoy your beach trip. He gives a little wave. Just the finger curl wave. A pleasure doing business with you. Do return and tell me, if just to satiate my curiosity.
Can do.
Will do.
Real quick, are we allowed to make requests on what our ship's restocked with, food-wise?
Of course. Especially if it involves more recipes like this. And he takes another bite of the...
I'm sure Nix and I would be happy to whip more of that up for you. But do you mind stocking it next time with, juice boxes? She's kind of, She says it a little bit under her breath, just like slightly embarrassed.
His grin wraps around his face like that one shot of the Grinch, that one popular.
Obviously not alcoholic. I'm not my speed.
Of course, Miss Kai.
She's a teetotaler.
Any flavor you're partial to?
This one. No, I just Lemmy puts a hologram of the brand that she used to get as a child.
Tropical punch. You know, there's no specific fruit flavor,
Yeah, it's
but it does taste like the beach.
I was actually just going to request that
a
kind
little
myself.
weird, but yeah, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course.
Dude, I love tropical punch. It's so good.
When you return, then, and he claps his hands and shakes them in the like haha what's the jolly good way. You know?
So I suppose I give a nod and then leave if everyone else does.
Yeah.
Fruit punch, man, they weren't lying. Fruit got hands.
The door shuts, and you guys are escorted out of the Suns. And
Actually, sorry. Nick's had like one more question for him.
Of course.
If he was gonna wait for the group to leave again. And
oh yes,
Stop being fucking cagey. I'll see you on the goddamn ship.
I'm not trying to be cagey. I'm curious.
yes,
I'm shy.
yes, Sergeant. Growing to love these little chats of ours.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was any more. If you happen to come across any more information in regards to that day.
He lays a fist down on the table in front of him and taps his fingers on it. When I broker information, I ensure it's valuable. Information that would have little value, or even hurtful value, I tend not to share. But you've brought me this gift graciously.
Is he referring to the food?
Yes, he looks down at it.
Awesome.
I would tell you the preliminary information that I've learned. Minox Squadron was stationed at the Jedi Temple after the Purge. It all happened very, very quickly. They were stationed to guard in case Jedi returned. The report says killed in action on that guard duty, with very little detail.
Not even like how?
Only KIA, which is odd. And I find it suspicious. But that's the information I have.
Not even a lead on how they flipped? Or...
There are rumors about that, if that's what you're curious about. But I deal in facts, not rumors.
What are the rumors?
I literally just heard you.
You have to find a rumor broker, not an information broker for that.
Fair. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I do enjoy these little chats. And this gift. And he turns and just starts full eating it.
Well, there's probably going to be more for that where that came from.
I look forward to it then.
If it keeps giving me information I need, I'll give you a whole buffet.
If this rabbit hole goes as deep as I suspect, I will need actual payment for that information. This is a friendly and small quid pro quo.
He looks like directly at him, eye to eye. I'll pay you whatever you want.
Love to hear those words. And I knew I would like you, Sergeant Nix.
Still uncomfortable with it. Alright, well, thank you. Appreciate it. And now we're off to Gleansum. And he will awkwardly walk away.
Enjoy the sunshine.
That's a weird statement. I don't know why that statement made me uncomfortable. He thinks to himself. And he will catch up with his group.
And take a load off. They say you could leave all your problems behind on Gleansum.
What happens in Gleansum stays in Gleansum.
Raestra looks at Cal as if to be like, is that true? Do they say that? Is that a thing they say?
You guys get on the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fast track a little bit. Hyperspace coordinates.
Oh, okay.
It does take a little bit, but
How much? I need to note it down for the timeline, Justin. How many days?
I am not looking at the map, and hyperspace is the speed of plot.
Fine.
And also, what are
very
days?
true.
Yeah. That's something they say in the story group. So I didn't make that one up. And then
Isn't it canon that like time when it comes to like hyperspace always varies? There's never an exact like timeline.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which it's an alternate dimension. You're not actually you're not teleporting or going through portals. So it makes sense.
I just figured you could spend like as much time in there as you want.
It's as long as it takes for us to sit in a chair.
Yeah. Grab some seat, Cal.
Grab
I'm
some
already
seat.
there.
Let's see who this mysterious client is.
You emerge.
$20 is the imp.
It's
20 credits.
it's probably them, to be honest.
$20, I swear, if it's Robert.
I'll put 10 credits down that it's Juris.
I would laugh my ass off.
I'll put 10 credits down for that.
What if it's Juris and Robert,
Ooh.
but they're a couple?
Robert.
Don't say that.
That would break Nyx's heart. Don't say
No,
that.
no, wouldn't. I'll be fine.
I'm sorry, what's
Shut
going
up.
on? Okay.
Nothing.
Would
Nothing.
you?
The planet is blue and beautiful.
Wow, look at that planet. Never seen something so blue in my entire life.
No, we don't have time to unpack all of
Nix
that.
into stupid, got it understood. Anyway, the planet.
Glansum is dotted with islands. Never many that big. Mostly beautiful aquamarine water.
Cal's on his feet.
Yeah. Clouds just moving lazily from this high vantage point around the circumference of the planet.
It's a lot more blue than I thought it was going to be.
It's a water planet. I don't know what color you expected it to be.
Gray. And rainy.
Not everything is... I don't know how to explain to you that where you're from is not normal.
Water planets aren't just always raining?
No.
It's beautiful.
But then how does all the water get there?
Sometimes it's frozen.
It was already there? Okay, we're gonna have a science lesson later. We can't worry about this right now.
Cal, make a wisdom check. It's force check.
The Force says 15.
Cal, not only is this a new phenomenon for you, it's gorgeous. It's where you and your people are from. You feel called down towards that ocean. There's like an in your bones, like natural instinct, like our hunger instincts and, reproduction instincts. But this feels like a level even above that. It's the Force reaches out to that instinct and kind of wraps a branch around it. And you feel, this is how I'll put this. You've never felt so close to the living tree of the Force than right now.
If I didn't know better, I would open the doors of this ship and dive right down in the water.
No, don't do that.
I am aware.
I was about to say, Raestra, but you do know better.
We're going to get there, don't worry. He's Louise.
Cal is so... I don't think anyone's ever seen Cal as happy as he is right now.
Cal's vibrating.
He's Kit Fistoing.
No, Cal's not that handsome.
Asha, you dive the ship down past atmosphere, and as soon as you do, transmissions ask for clearance codes, which Boottrod had programmed the computer to automatically bounce back the one that you were granted from your client. But then there's like a prompt that's like, required video needs to be played. And it's like a... there's no yes, no, there's just okay.
I guess I just hit okay.
A sort of projector plays over the front windows. Dude would watch movies in the pilot seat sometimes. Last dude. And first you're shown in front of just like a white background, a female looking Nautilin. She's in a pantsuit. She's kind of a faded green in color. Her tendrils are tied back really tight and her hands are clasped behind her back. And she simply says to the camera, "This is Senator Eni Duntadone, and I welcome you to Glee Ansem."
Say that 5 times fast.
Her eyes look tired. Cal, you can tell with both your senses and just your eyes that this was probably like the 50th take.
Oh, she must have done this 100 times. That is a retail mode.
And then, in like a fake TV fuzz static, transitions away from her and then clears up to the view of a beach and a Nautilin man leaning against a dock railing, and the camera sort of like the person as a handheld walks up to him. This Nautilin appears to be the green color of our dollar bill. He has, oddly, this is not uncommon in Nautilin, because some fish have whiskers. He has 2 whiskers at his upper lip that curl completely around, and they bounce when he smiles at the camera with big white teeth. His tendrils are slicked down and in as much as can be to make them look as small as possible. And he says, "Oh, hello there. My name is John Dagi Gangal, but everyone calls me Johnny. I'm the founder and CEO of the Glee Anthem Cruise Liner Company. But when I started this company, it was just called John Daga's Bodacious Boat Tours. Back then, I was just a Nautilin with a couple of skiffs and a dream. A dream to share our glorious ocean with any and all that want to bask in her beauty. Now, thanks to a partnership with Quat Drive Yards, everyone make lore checks. Ash, you have advantage."
Cool.
And the camera sort of transitions. He walks down the dock and the camera follows him, and as
Oh,
it
is this
like
about ship
passes,
shit?
he's suddenly in an office.
I got a 7 on my lore check.
I got a 12.
Got a 13.
I'm not proficient.
13.
Yeah.
I got.
Are you okay? Are you
No,
laughing or
I'm
crying
laughing.
over there?
I'm laughing. That's really funny.
What?
I don't know why, but this bodacious boat tours really got me.
It's the alliteration.
Yeah.
The word bodacious just fucking clubbed me upside the head.
20.
Bodacious, bro.
I know for a fact Juicer works here.
16 for lore check on my end.
Asha, you said 20 what?
2.
22? All right. Asha, Esphere. Asha, you would know this because of the supply that your mining town supplied. They supplied to Quat Drive Yards almost exclusively. Quat Drive Yards and the kind of a ring, built a ring all around the planet of Quat, and they almost exclusively provide the Empire with their war machines. Imperial Star Destroyers, most notably. AT-ATs. And a whole litany of others. And none of this is surprising because, after that, and thanks to our partnership with Quat Drive Yards, and he, like, when the camera passes a post on the dock, it transitions to him in an office, and he's looking at a model of a seafaring ship that is eerily dagger-shaped, like an ISD. That dream has become a reality. No longer is a vacation of the glorious Glee Anthem relegated to the islands dotted about for our friends around the galaxy who can't breathe water like me. With our luxurious cruise liners, and the camera it pans over the model to then transition to a drone shot of one in the water cutting through. Provided by KDY, a staggering 10,000 creatures can enjoy the marvels of our deep blue yonder and hop between all the islands of our gorgeous planet. And you can see that where there's supposed to be turbolaser batteries on this triangle, there are decks for people to step out on and view the ocean. Each ship is equipped with the comforts and commodities of a 5-star hotel, and it cuts to show rooms on the inside with several comfortable room options and a staff on call at all times to make sure you are attended to. Enjoy a vast array of activities on our countless upper viewing decks, all basking in the glow of our sun. And then it shows those decks again, and then the camera dips under the water. Come below to marvel at our transparasteel viewing decks to see all the life of our waters up close and personal. You can see that the bottom part of the triangle, all huge chunks of it are transparasteel, and people are looking out and pointing, and there are fish and coral. Witness the local fishing nautilins at work, and when passing by, the catch of that day is transported on board and prepared for your evening meal. And it shows that there are Nautilin in the water waving at the ship, and one comes up with a net of fish and holds it up as if an offering. You can even participate in lessons from them in catching fish. Additional fees apply. And we ensure that the fish you caught is what you get to eat that day. Those are just some of the many experiences you can only get on the waves of Gliansom's waters. So come aboard. Join us for your greatest adventure. And remember, you can leave all your problems behind here on Gliansom. And he winks and it makes the ding sound.
Betrothed's was better.
There's something nefarious about that.
It's really.
Oh, thank God! I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like, I'm all for, like, learning about other people's cultures and all that good stuff.
No, that wasn't.
But that wasn't that. That was, that's making a commodity of it, and it just kind of skeeves me. I didn't know Justin was making Hawaii.
I get to play Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth again!
You're given coordinates, and the autopilot takes over and takes you down to the main island. It's main in the way that there are nothing but ports for these ships all around it. And this is the one where all the ships come out of, and they come back at the end of their journey, the cruise ships. All still eerily ISD shaped, just no weapons. And there's several buildings. Most of them near the beach are purposefully tropical looking, sort of thatch roofs and bamboo, not bamboo, but coconut trees, and though they're not coconuts, they're cuckoo nuts here in Star Wars.
Shut the fuck up.
Crack it open and a bird pops out.
But there's sort of a there's a mansion on top of a hill, very West Coast, Iron Man's mansion looking.
Yeah.
That it sets you right down on the landing pad for. And your unloading door opens and the ramp, there we go. The boarding ramp lowers, and a greenskin Nautilin is already swaggering out to meet you.
Swagger's a word.
Yeah. With his arms outstretched. It's hard not to recognize him. He looks just like the video.
Oh, God. Okay.
Welcome to Glian's Helm, friends. Come in. You'll leave your problems at the door, but we can talk business inside.
Nyx is actually suddenly very nervous because he's on what seems to be Imperial territory, and he does not have a way to cover his face. That doesn't make him immediately recognizable.
Oh, you don't have any spare helmet? I mean, there would be things in the armory.
Oh, I guess so. Okay. Actually, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
I was about to slap a face mask on him.
Yeah. Yeah, oh God. Okay, so I guess Nyx will grab, okay, you know what? Yeah, he will grab a helmet that looks oddly Kalish designed.
You know what, DM?
Yeah.
This only takes a minute to cast. Could we, like, quick time rewind to where I cast a Force Vision at, like, 3rd level?
Sure.
So that way I can give it to, let's say, Nyx and Ash.
Cool.
You guys get an extra d20.
Cool.
And that costs 4, so I have
You would
3
still
extra
have
force
your meditation room extra force points.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, I subtracted from those.
Before we arrived, Nyx, grabbed, a helmet that looked cool, intimidating, but not, wild. And he will, he get his new knife, and he tucks that in, and he has his 2 DLs, and his, blaster carbine. Or 1 DL. He only has 1 DL.
Cal has his saber tucked away as usual.
Same.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to leave Lemmy behind, because he's not gonna be good in the water.
Put him in a floaty.
What did we name the other droid?
Reginald.
Yeah, you can hang out with Reginald.
Lemmy, Reginald, you two guard the ship.
I believe in you. And then I will.
Don't let anybody take it. Self-destruct if you need to.
He does
No! There's a pause, and Raestra looks at Ash and goes, "Can he even?"
I did not put one in there, no.
He'll find a way.
And she says that
I believe in
towards
him.
Nyx, because I wasn't towards Raestra asking. I lock the ship
That's
up.
probably the most messed up thing that Nyx has ever said to him. It's just like, he doesn't have a self-destruct mode. He'll find a way. I believe in him.
I don't care how weak I am, I will drown you in that ocean.
Fair enough.
Anyway, now we're back at the bottom of the ramp. His big black eyes are taking in each of you.
For a reference, Esphere's guns and everything, they're just like in a duffel bag on her side.
Yeah.
She just looks like she's on vacation. She's in full vacation gear.
In regards to Nyx, who's in like his mercenary attire.
Oh yeah, no, like Esphere is acting like they are her entourage because she doesn't want to draw attention, and then she looks at the rest of the group. She's like, all right, there was clearly a miscommunication.
As per usual.
Come in, friends. We'll discuss your VIP plans.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Right.
There are plans?
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Ash locks up the ship and then ventures forward.
You remember our VIP plans given to us by our employer.
Our vacation.
Yes.
Well, we are rocking this stealth thing.
She punches him in the ribs.
Ah, Jesus.
We're doing so good.
We're doing so good.
Oh, never change. Never change.
Oh,
Nick.
Jesus Force.
Esphere's just like in her flip-flops, like, yeah.
I need Nyx and 40 in a room.
You're led down some steps into a very I've said it and I'll lean into it. Iron Man mansion's like living room
Yeah.
with the mini bar,
Wide open.
and he welcome to Mikasa. That's home and hold on.
It's
What are we saying is Spanish in the Star Wars universe?
Oh boy, please.
We know what French is.
What's
Spanish.
We do.
Hondo's accent isn't Spanish.
No, it's a
weird.
weird
It's
Middle
weirdly
European,
Eastern
like
European.
yeah. The Sarians say.
the Sarians.
What? Okay.
Just an old Monculla joke.
I know. Oh my god. Oh, that'd be funny.
Just an old Moncala phrase.
He walks to the bar and picks up a data pad and looks down to tap a few things, but then looks up at all of you, and he takes 2 steps towards the sphere. But all the while he's doing this, he's still tapping on the pad, and he says, "Well, I was told you would all be professionals, but I wasn't told that you'd be this pretty. What's your name, dame?" He says to his sphere.
And Esphere, without skipping a beat, takes off her sunglasses that you guys don't know where she got them. Like, she goes, "Esphere, dear, charmed," and she sticks out her hand.
He takes it and does the kiss it thing.
Yes, excellent.
But while he does, he holds up, like when you're playing the game with the OK symbol.
Yeah.
He's holding the data pad screen towards you, and it says in just like in the note app, "Sweet for bugs."
Nyx will immediately start looking around.
Excellent. Perfect cover.
Mm-hmm. Same.
I must say, few things come even close to the gorgeous glory of the waters of our sea. But I think you're dang close, dame. And he smiles and does the wink that's on the video.
You still hear the ding.
Yeah, ding.
You still hear this somehow.
Ooh, my investigation check was good because Ash would also be sweeping because she's
Yeah.
good at that. Luckily, I have proficiency in that, and I did temporary boost myself. That's a 30. Hold on, let me do some positive math here.
1,000.
32.
Nyx, what was it you rolled?
18.
18. Nyx, you like look under the hood of the lamp, and you're like, yes, that's where they always put it. and you gingerly remove it and crush it under your boot, and you look up to excitedly say that you've got one, and Ash has a handful. Like 6.
Could I have Esphere completely playing into the bit of Avi flirting? Also look for a bug, just like do a quick investigation.
Yes,
Excellent.
for sure.
I have a very important question. I'm smart. Can I deactivate them without crushing them so I can use them later?
Absolutely. You activate the Bluetooth on your wrist pad and find their frequency and just send the turn off signal. And we'll just say that 30 something
My 32
carries through. Yeah, and you were doing that one at a time as you like, oh, this one, this one.
Right when you get to the last one is when Nyx finds his.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have 6 bugs.
All right, I got him.
Esphere, what did you roll?
I rolled an 18.
Yeah, same result as me.
Yep.
You look at the taps for like just the soda tap and the like ginger ale, and like on the back of one of them you just like pluck it off gingerly and roll it between your fingers while you continue the faux flirting.
Oh yeah. Esphere goes, you are just as handsome as you are on that video. Esphere casually pours herself some soda and drops the bug in it.
Bink. Awesome. Love that visual.
That's a great one. That is a good one.
Oh, that's flattering. I hear the holo adds 10 pounds.
Oh no, it minuses 10 pounds.
Can I say,
Yeah.
I apologize. I don't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to ask. So does that mean we got all the bugs?
With a 30 something? Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So Nyx out loud says, all right,
Yeah.
we're clear.
You say that, he looks over to you, looks over to Asha, who like has the handful. I just had someone sweep last week.
Yeah, you got quite the bug problem.
The persona drops immediately. Physically, his shoulders slump a little more. He leans his head forward some, and he reaches behind the bar, and there was already a glass of something that definitely isn't soda that he immediately takes a swig from, and
Blowing krill wine.
Ugh. And he even produces out of his pocket a packed, like, smoking nicotine cigarette thing.
Death sticks.
It's kind of extra long, and pulls out of his other pocket a vintage, ancient, like, just manual lighter with flint and he, like, takes 4 draws, looking down the whole way before finally looking up at you all. I'm not gonna lie to you, folks. It's bad. And that's what we're in. It's a good spot.
Star Wars The First Resistance is a live play Dungeons & Dragons podcast using the Star Wars 5e system, which can be accessed for free at sw5e.com. Our podcast features the player talents of BubblingBrooke as Ashaa-kai, Practically Silver as Couchin Phimiir, Lepard VO as Nyx, HitenNoRuroni as Raestra Akkan, RedAngel as Esphere, and this Justin as the Game Master. Big thank you to Arcane Anthems for creating our theme song, and Hiten for the key art. All relevant links are in the description. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, we'd love if you left a positive review and shared. It might help others find and enjoy the podcast as well. We can't thank you enough for listening to us goof around and tell stories. We hope that you will join us for the next episode. Until then, may the Force be with you.